Alright. Hello everyone, I am back. We shall play some chill music and work on some engine. You what? What is this? Can I delete this? Alright, cool. Alright, I set everything out correctly. Sorry about that. Alright, this should be cool. So this should be playing nicely in the background, and then, yeah. Alright, so what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Good question. Let me see. So I have a couple of things. First things first, recipe of look and feel. Just kidding. For real. Alright, so here's the thing. We can start implementing new tag creation. I think this is the most optimal solution. Alright, that's fine too. So then maybe actually I think play mode will be the easiest to implement, so we'll probably start with play mode. Cool. Alright. So as you can see, I reinstalled Linux, my OS under with a different window manager, which was kind of a pain in the ass because my old i3 config was kind of trash, and I had to redo everything from this. Hey Scott, how's it going, man? Yeah, so essentially, there's a little bit too much of a gap here, so I think I'll decrease it a little bit. I think it's 10 at the moment. I'll make it like 5. I'm alright. It's my mom's birthday today, and I've gifted her like flowers and like a little gift that I prepared. So yeah, and I think she's busy baking a cake at the moment. So using that, I kind of started on my stream. All right, let me see what we have so far. So Zig, build, run, editor. Hello, how's it going? Thanks for the follow, man. All right, so far, right, we have this game view that always works. So there is always a created like a rendering context, and yeah, we probably don't want to do this because we want to have like a little play button, and then once you press that play button, then the scene loads, deserializes at runtime, and then you know, the game view appears. So that's the end result, the expected end result. I don't know if there's also this one bug that happens, and use libraries and made Zig as proof, and it did learn the same stuff. I got a name. Nice. Yeah, Zig is fun, but I've had this hiccup before where so I implemented the asset manager using hash maps, right? And so at some point I decided to update my Zig compiler, and I updated it right at the commit where hash maps didn't work because they were looking keys. And I spent 2 days trying to figure out what the hell is going on and why am I not finding stuff in my hash maps. And 2 days later, I just looked back at the commit history and basically the commit after the one that I updated on fixed that issue. So I wanted to see if Zig performed better than Rust for low latency. I don't know. I haven't compared it. However, I've also haven't built too many Rust projects. You can use the exclamation mark GitHub to find my GitHub profile, and I think I've implemented something like a little WGB render, like a quick thing with like normal maps. Yeah, I've definitely. I think two iterations ago of this engine, it was the Rust implementation, and I stopped at lighting. I built like a Phong model and implemented some normal maps, but I haven't actually tested the performance, and especially I haven't compared it to this one. Rust is definitely fun, but when I first started implementing the engine, I fought with the borrow checker too much. And I wasn't really all bought in the data oriented design for the engine, but now, I mean, obviously I'm using ECS. Yeah, so essentially, I don't know, I think Rust is also a viable solution for something like a game engine, but at the same time, I prefer Zig. Just fair enough. I feel like good. I am yeah, I'm happy that it's disappearing, because I'm a strong enemy of object-oriented programming and just C++ in general, even though it's like one of the first languages that I learned, and I spent too many years, in that area. It's kind of a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. So the first implementation that I did of this engine was in C++, and unknowingly I used a lot of polymorphism, and obviously because of the virtual table lookups, used Python for the longest time because I thought every language was like C++ if it was compiled. Well, yeah, Casey Muratori had a video about it where he compared. Oh, actually, never mind. It wasn't on his Substack. So he had this like little course called Performance Aware Programming, where he was just discussing like different like aspects of writing high performance code, and he compared C code to Python code, and then the Python code with like zero debugging, zero optimization, right? So full debug. So C would normally map one command to one assembly command, and then Python with a for loop made like 80 something commands, and then memory allocations for some reason. Anyway, like heap allocations, yeah. Although I did my senior design project in Python mainly because it consisted of 3 parts, and 2 of the parts was Python. Yeah, I feel like Zig, by the way, Zig has just released 0.11, and they added package manager. So essentially it like makes it easier to work with the libraries now, especially the C libraries. So one of the main things that why I chose Zig is the like sort of backwards compatibility with C. You know what I mean? Because like I can easily import C libraries here and just use them as I normally would, and I don't have to do like any fancy padding alignment of stuff in the structs, like fields in the structs. So yeah, and then you know, the whole kind of like better C thing, I bought into it. My team lead at work, he introduced me to Zig when I was midway through implementing the C++ iteration, and yeah, he was just like, "Yo, just try it. It's fun. Like it's obviously it's raw and it's not finished, but it's definitely worth considering." And I was like, you know, I'll try C++ first. And so I did, and yeah, it was a pain in the ass. I just get bored having not controlling Python, but Rust or Zig is just a bit tedious sometimes. Absolutely, yeah, 100%. And the fact that you have to pass in, well, I think this is also like why I prefer Zig over Rust. Rust has a default allocator, whereas Zig doesn't, right? So it's like if you want to allocate something on the heap, you have to pass in an allocator. Whereas in Rust, it's kind of like a malloc like in C, and it just kind of allocates one piece of memory, and then you have to write your own allocators if you want it to be like, if you want to have like a memory allocator, then a arena allocator, then you obviously have to write it from scratch. Which is also, it has its charm because you know exactly what's going on, you know, under the hood. But at the same time, it's like Zig already provides all that. But Zig kind of like forces you to do this, or like use different allocators by default. Most of what I need to do Python is fast enough. It's mostly data-oriented analysis and yeah. Yeah, so my senior design project was on face recognition. And yeah, I used Python. I think it was even OpenCV bindings, something like this. Anyway. And then actually I used what should we call? So the backend for my web page was also Flask. Yeah, it was a different time. I had different priorities. Right, I was talking about making a play button, but I can't get away from Python because Jupyter notebooks I want to outpace. Honestly, yeah, Jupyter notebooks, it's fun, and it's really it makes you kind of like Python because it can execute everything, you know, and then it just stays in the memory. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure C# has an interpreter, and rather not interpreter, but like a real-time kind of like the same thing happens when you write Python 3 in the terminal, right? You get this like interactive kind of write line by line thing. So C# has something like this, 100%. Obviously not C, not Zig. Maybe not even Rust. But yeah, it's kind of a pain. I agree. Right, so here, game render, begin game view. Okay, cool. So, I think you to prototype. Yeah, sure. But at the same time, you know, if you win, I guess it depends on your priorities, right? Because in game dev in general, if you write, you wanna make the prototype as fast as possible, right? Then spend the next milestone or like a couple of weeks, at least a couple sprints, making sure that what you wrote actually scales. And it's not just like hacks on hacks. Because like in the prototype, you build the foundation of the whole architecture. So you kind of want to, you know, maybe find the golden balance between fast prototype and actually performant and scalable code. Sure, sure. Research, product creation, and testing people stuff. Sure, fair enough. Yeah, I work in game dev, and I make mobile games. So it's like we do have fast iterations, and you have to write fast prototypes. Luckily for me, though, our actually I could talk about it because the game is getting released next Friday, the 18th. We're top one on coming soon on App Store at the moment on Apple Arcade, and it's an Apple Arcade game, so all of the Apple devices. So like you can play the game on iPhones, iPads, whatever, tvOS, and then macOS. Yeah, and the game was done in Unity, so it's like C Sharp, obviously not the best solution, not the most performant thing ever, especially Unity, where it's like you can't even see what you're doing because it's closed source. But it is what it is. I think this is also one of the points of one of the main reasons why people choose Unity is because like you get good mobile support, and it's really accessible for a lot of people because there's a lot of tutorials, even though they're fucking horrible. Like, yeah, when I see stuff from like content creators on YouTube, it's just like, dude. Yeah, they got like a quick boot camp or watch a couple courses on like Udemy or something, and suddenly they're like content creators. Last job was in C Sharp making KBD alternative, and I had enough C Sharp and Java forever. Yeah, honestly, okay, Java I'm not even gonna, because it makes my blood boil. I don't know. Just OOP in general is kind of annoying. The only good thing about I've never tried Kotlin, by the way. I've never tried Kotlin. Not really. I mean, isn't it like Objective-C and Swift, sort of? Like the comparison, because Swift is supposed to replace Objective-C because Objective-C is like archaic as fuck, and it's not. Yeah, so Swift is basically a little bit like Python. It looks like Python with brackets, and it's supposed to replace. It's supposed to replace Objective-C, which is used strictly on like iOS, macOS, and tvOS, to write apps for those platforms and games. And so often when I had to browse through like Apple docs, like for different plugins and just stuff in general, and they provide an Objective-C kind of instruction and then Swift instruction. I'm pretty sure though, because Objective-C doesn't have garbage collection as far as I know, and then Swift probably does. So it's like I want to switch into more QA. When finance is fun, it's not, and honestly, I had enough. Yeah. A friend of mine actually does the opposite. He wants to go into development because he's a QA and he wants to switch to development, but not like game development. It's just like web development because a lot of people prefer money over interesting work. Let's just say. Yeah, the thing is, testing in game development, it's like sometimes it's fun, but most of the time it's really painful because you have to find repo steps, and it usually takes like, I don't know, it depends on the problem, but like it can take up to like 10 hours a day of trying to reproduce one bug and find repo steps for it. Yeah. A friend of mine was working on some AAA game before he joined our firm, and he would test one achievement, which was like kill 10,000 units or something, or like 1,000,000 units, and then he would have to reproduce it 8 times to make sure that it's correct. So for like a couple of weeks, he would legit come in for 8 hours and just kill units, you know? Try to get an achievement. Just brain dead work, you know. Yeah. So it has, you know, it depends on the actual branch that you work in. Right. So game render. Where is the menu? Begin main menu bar. Okay, and then if I do menu items, right? Wait, no. Should be here, I think. Okay, so if the GUI button then let's just print something out. Actually, I just want to see if this works at all. We had to make the built-in testing and alpha log. I've never actually worked in LangDev. I did take a compiler course, and I think it was Language and Automata, and then a compiler course, which was like Language Automata 2. All right, cool. That's the thing. We'll probably have to center it though. Yeah, essentially what I did was like I had a lab, and the project was turn yeah. I had to so the project was you have a C# file. All right, Scott, take care, man. A C# class, right? And then you have to turn all of the Lambda functions into delegate functions. And so I couldn't use Roslyn because it was, you know, my friend makes 200K and he's 20 doing Roblox. Yeah. The thing is, I don't know. It's like I'm fine as long as I can keep living comfortably. So I would rather do something I'm really passionate about and really interested in than get a lot of money. I mean, obviously it would be nice to have both, but it's not always feasible, unfortunately. Yeah, I've been working in the same company for 2 years now. Well, almost, right? Like almost 2 years. And then it's also my first company, my first job in the industry. If I love what I do, I don't even exist outside of what I'm working on. Look, I forget to eat, drink, sleep. Yeah. Same here. Yeah, I'm really like, if I want to make something, then I go full on, like all in, no care in the world about like the outside. Just you know, keep working on it. The thing is like this little project that I have, well, not little, the game engine project, is like that. Except I knew that obviously I'm not gonna finish it in like a couple months, so I was like, okay, maybe chill a little bit and have like a different approach this time, and that's how you keep yourself from burning out really fast. Because like even at work, when I first started working, I was like that too. Like I would sometimes work on weekends, work overtime, almost every day, crunch, whatever. Oh yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes, even when I go out with my friends and we go like to like a bar or something, I have to come home a little bit early, and even if I'm drunk, write at least something. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I feel like for us, yeah, for people like us, it's really difficult to find a work-life balance because life is work, and so you end up doing 8 hours at work, and then come home and do the same thing for like until you fall asleep. The most important thing that I noticed is that you still have to get enough sleep because whenever we crunch, I still have to come home and you know work on the engine or work on my own projects. Otherwise, this is my like decompression, right? This is like me relaxing after work. And if I stay up too late for like regularly, right? If we're crunching, it's probably gonna be like a week or two. Um, by the end of it, I feel so burnt out and so like sleep deprived and just I feel stupid, right? Because I lose my memory. Yeah, I finished college. Um, actually, I started working before I finished college. I think it was like a year before. Nice. You gonna do comp sci? Nuclear and aeronautical. Okay, cool. Nice. I started mathematical and physical sciences, but then I dropped out, and then I joined comp sci. I moved, so I went to Canada for uni, and then I came back to Poland, and started comp sci in Poland, and then finally I graduated. I didn't know how to code. Yeah. Yep. Nice. My mom's Polish and my dad is Georgian, but I was born in Ukraine, and then I lived in Latvia, then I moved to Canada, and then I came back to Poland. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what are we gonna do here? This game render. So button. This should probably be a toggle or something. Yeah, I'm Mr. International, Mr. Worldwide. Yeah, it's one of the achievements, 100%. It's been tried and tested though, so. Invisible button, arrow button. Maybe like an image button or something. All right, let me just. That's weird. Video button. Checkbox, definitely not checkbox. All right, shit. What do you think? Should we have this and then um another button that kind of appears. I love being around people that literally don't go outside for days at a time, just working in order Uber Eats. Yeah, this was me in college. Except I also played StarCraft a lot back then. Yeah. When COVID happened, it was probably I did more League first. Yeah, I played some League too back then. When the lockdown happened, it was kind of a blessing for me because I could just stay home and like not even go to uni, skip all the lectures, and then just copy from like Google during exams, and I'll be fine. And then I could just play games and then um code, and I'll be fine. Yeah, it was definitely the chillest time of my life, at least. Yeah. Let's do a little thing here. Should actually play mode. Whoops. Pick a number 1 or 2. 2. You're welcome. So play mode is true, and we should create the game renderer. I think, right? This makes sense. This is a good begin and end. Yeah. Execute button. Stop. Then we're gonna do a little. Wait. No. That's not right. We should instead create self game render. Where is this? Here. I think. Yeah, so put this here. And just this is a pointer, correct? Correct. All right. Render secret. Does it know what GCTX is? I don't think I used it here. All right, cool. I did. Blockchain descriptor. Yeah. I think I'll have, because right now we're doing the play mode, and then eventually we'll have to create. What language do you guys use at work? C#. Yeah, because we work in Unity. We were thinking about maybe using Zig or at least C as like to write libraries and stuff, but you know, libraries we don't really need at edit time, and then edit time is easier to write in C#. And then at runtime, it's still gonna use Unity anyway. Like, there's no way, even if we kind of try to work around Unity's C++ backend, it would still end up being the same, except maybe like 2% more performant. Speaking of which, I accidentally deleted Windows from a toolboot. Yeah, and I installed Endeavor twice yesterday. So yeah, I'll probably have to download Unity Hub and download all the fucking Unity versions that we use here. Jesus. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. 2. Those 2. To will stay on Windows? Wait, hold on. Literally first time on Windows deving forever. There was 1 or 2. I switched PCs. Okay. Well, damn it. I'm sorry. My fault. Alright. It should technically work, right? GUI pass, yeah. It's fine, honestly, because I need to fix the NVIDIA drivers in my Linux PC and then download everything. Yeah. With the, I have an AMD card, and we literally have like an open source, sort of like drivers for it called Mesa. All right, that was easy. The issue is it has no RAM, and if I run anything that has any mem usage, I crash because I need an IDE for the Rust port. Let me tell you a story. So before I got this PC, I had an old one that I got back in 2015 when I moved, or 2014, that is. And so since then I switched RAM four times, because for some reason I just needed more RAM, and then you have to get slots with the equal amount of memory. And this time I got 8 and 8, so 16 total. And for some reason, one of the slots was really fucked up, and so some of the little teeth that the not like the metal plates, the connectors, right? So one of the connectors got really fucked up, or like a couple of them. And so once I got to 92% utility, I would get a blue screen on Windows, and it would just throw me out. And so I tried to compile Unreal Engine from source. And first of all, it took me something like 70 hours to compile it, and a bunch of tries because I would have to find the right amount of threads, because Visual Studio would utilize like 2 gigs per thread or something. So yeah, it was not fun. Yeah, it was a pain. Maybe maybe I don't do this. Exactly. Hold on. So this should be null. And then current scene. I think technically, right, we should still have it like this. Because I don't really want to take ownership for it. Actually, do I? Yeah, I do want to take ownership for the scene. Fuck. Oh, I know. So current scene is, fuck it, we'll just create an empty scene every time we open it, and then once we read the project, once we get to like parsing the projects properly, we would, like for the editor specifically, and then once we build a build system too, we will switch to actually having you know, not an empty scene in the beginning always. So var current scene, hold on, what am I doing? I can just do create empty, create new. Path would be new scene, let's just say. Then I can delete this. This is also not needed. Let's try. Even if I get a compiler error, so there's this, my mic, I put my mic in the cup, and I put like a huge pop filter, sort of like an echo chamber around it. And so half of my screen, I cannot see half of my screen. I have to check my OBS on my second screen to see what kind of errors that I got. All right. So this is fine, and then once we open, hopefully it doesn't fucking crash on me, because this will be really embarrassing. Hey, Togglebit. Wow, 123, what the hell? Hi guys, how's it going? I was just about to do something really embarrassing, so good thing I noticed before you know, before you guys joined. Cool. Yeah, Zig is fun. Zig is really fun when it works. I was yeah, perfect. Segfold. I was just telling this story. Hey guys. No, Christoph, nope. No, I'm using WGPU. Thanks for the follow, Dio. So, back like a couple of weeks ago, I updated my compiler, and hashmap stopped working because there was a bug with the leaking keys, and I spent 2 days trying to figure out what it was exactly, and then I reworked some of the modules that used hash maps into using just array lists, and then I checked the commit history, and then suddenly, thanks for the follow, Insomnia, suddenly I see that the next commit after the one that I updated on was fixed leaking keys. Imagine, yeah. I was planning on doing this sort of project with Vulkan and Rust myself. I tried doing it with Vulkan as well, but then WGPU was kind of. It's really cool to work with because it's a hardware abstraction layer, so you don't have to actually do any of the tedious Vulkan stuff or tedious DirectX stuff. Yeah, it's hard to patch 100%. Well, with Zig, so on Windows, right? Zig doesn't actually tell you the errors, which line crashed, and most of the time on Linux it does. So one other reason I work on Linux. What are we gonna do? Scenes, the scene. Let's see. Crash. Thanks, Togglebit. Yeah, there's only a couple on Rust too, by the way. I think Bevy, and then there were a couple more. But yeah, definitely. You guys can use exclamation mark repo to to check out the Sapphire's repo. Sapfire is the name of the engine I work on. I mean, I respect Rust. I tried to. One of the iterations of my engine was in Rust. I fought with the borrow checker a little bit too much, and I was like, okay, time to move on. And then the iteration after that was C, and then I tried to implement the render in Vulkan. But then I was like, why do I need to write like 1,000 legit like 900 lines of code just to render a triangle? Zigzagging between them, you could say. Yeah. All right. Yeah, but then as soon as I started implementing push constants, something went wrong, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is a little bit too complicated. I'm just implementing push constants, and it's been like a month already. Maybe I should just use something else. And that's how I was like, hold on. So Zig Game Dev has WGPU bindings called DGPU. So maybe if we try that, it's gonna be more efficient that way. And then I'm trying to write. How far are you into the engine? So I'll just show you. So right now I'm implementing the editor. We have the Asset Explorer, which you can add assets from disk. For example, if I import a mesh, hopefully it doesn't crash once again. Something like this, and then something like this. Then it gets added to the hash map, and then you can add little inspector here and just call this. Let's say parent. Ugh. Damn it. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Hold on, let me set it up in a proper manner. Alright. Once this compiles, we should see something on the screen. Thanks a lot for the follows, guys. As I was saying, I have this huge echo chamber from a mic in front of me, so I don't see like a quarter of my screen. And this quarter of the screen actually coincides with... hold on. Are we not supposed to... test scene, current scene? Yeah? Thanks for the follow. Game view. Okay, you know what? Let me just do... A crash is embarrassing, don't worry, I guess we're all used to them. Yeah, also Vim user. Let me do git stash. Alright, then we update it. So zig And then I have the basic like mesh rendering, so basically like a index and vertex buffer uploaded, and then we just render them like that. So I'm planning on adding a bunch of stuff to the render. I'll probably start with lighting. I'll first implement foam lighting and foam materials, and then switch back to, not back to, but implement PBR and then animations. Actually, I'll probably do animations before I do PBR. So we have this, is this OpenGL? This is WGPU. And in this case, it shows Vulkan as the backend. Which makes sense because we're running on, how do you do UI? Dear I am GUI. I use Zig Game Dev bindings by Michael Z, I think. Yeah, so it's kind of zigified Dear I'm GUI bindings. All right, cool. So we have something like this. Essentially before, if you see the commit history, you'll probably, before I start implementing, you know, the editor, probably like a month ago, it would all kind of move, and it would have, like input components and everything. But then once I started implementing the editor, I realized that my scene serialization was kind of trash. And I started implementing ECS while rewriting scene serialization. And so it's been a month since then, and a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, crying, tears, blood, everything, sweat. Yeah, but essentially I have a working ECS renderer, a renderer that works on ECS as a system, rather. Multiple passes are possible. Right now we only have the diffuse pass, but we will add more passes as we add more stuff to the engine. And then a hierarchy, scene hierarchy, get preserved. So if I change the transform on, you know, on the parent object, the child object would also change. Whereas if I change the child, the parent doesn't change. And then I can now save scenes. Obviously, JSON is like an intermediate kind of format. We will end up using our own. And so it segfaults when it crashes because of the way ECS, so flex bindings are implemented in that library that I use. Can you not crash on me, please? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't crash, which is weird. So what are the errors? The following exited. That's unfortunate. Anyway, let me do. Ooh, right. So I reinstalled EndeavourOS with a different window manager, and for some reason, the Vim Spectre didn't get transferred. Rather interesting. Let me do packer. Shit. All right. Oh, maybe it's not installed via packer. So okay, hold on. Right, I think it was curl or something. Let me quickly install it. Tarball, Vim packages. Wait. Using a plugin manager. No, this. That's okay. I'll do it later then, the off stream. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in and for dropping a follow. I really appreciate it. Honestly, when I first started streaming this, I was not expecting to have a lot of people, and I'm pleasantly surprised that a lot of people turned up and somebody rated me. How do you end up writing your own editors? Sometimes I want to do something, but I don't have ideas, so I work on tooling. Essentially, so this is the 5th iteration of the engine, and I wrote the editor previously in my first iteration. And I had like a basic idea that I want to catch up with the amount of work that I did in my first iteration, and I'm pretty much caught up. And I also edit scene serialization. So I work as a mobile game developer, and we work in Unity. So I'm kind of sort of replicating what Unity editor does, except in my own kind of understanding of how everything works and in my own way. And yeah, I'm just like I'm trying to break everything into sprints and just plan it out a little bit. And I have ideas of what I want to do with this project. Because it's like, obviously, you can have an engine that like you have to write your own custom scenes and parsers and all that. Like I think Bevy does this. I'm not sure. I haven't actually worked with Bevy, but I know they don't have an editor. And so the user would have to implement like scenes deserialization and serialization, obviously, and they would have to actually somehow build those scenes and then export them in the format, which I agree could be done in Blender, not gonna lie, but I just prefer to have something that kind of goes with my engine, that kind of separates it from just being a rendering framework. Alright, we're still crashing. I have no idea what's going on. Obviously, I haven't actually changed anything. Let's see the JSON. I wonder. Actually, I think it's because the of the last couple things here. So the texture path. So what happens? The format of my scene is we need to serialize the world, so all the hierarchies of the entities in the scene, and then after that we serialize the components that we use, and then serialize the geometry path, texture path, and material path. And I think because I used to serialize just meshes, which consisted of a geometry path, a material path, and a texture path, I haven't changed something, probably in deserialization actually. Because it didn't happen when I was testing it yesterday, so I might have forgot to commit something. So should we go to scene, close this, and then deserialize. Right. Alright, so we get asset texture paths. I'm kind of limited by the fact that I don't have a Vim Spectre instance going. So we'll just have to stud log info as something like this, texture path. Geometry path. Wait, did I not add materials here? Is that why it's freaking out? No. Okay, cool. I have it here. We are gonna just copy this. Material paths. Am I on the right window? I cannot see. Yeah, cool. Yep. For some reason it parses cube twice and the cobblestone twice. I wonder. Let me see. So while validating depth stencil attachment. Oh, okay. I think I understand now. Okay, so it was not here that we made a mistake. Let me undo all this. Alright, it should be fine. So I think after 0.11 came out, the errors became less frequent and more cryptic, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I don't have time and skill to look into the compiler itself to actually confirm something like this. The depth attachment, it said. So that's after we try to wait. Depth attachment. Did we have it here? Question mark. No, right? We created in the graphics context. So in the instance of renderer, the game renderer. Create with graphics context. Let's go. Depth texture. Cool. Draw to texture. This is the thing. And then somewhere here. Yep, I knew it. Let's try. In all honesty, though, pretty sure. Still crashes, huh? Where are the dimensions? Create depth. Wait, what the heck? How did it? Somehow it compiled. I'm pretty sure it shouldn't compile at this point. Anyway, so for width, do we not have frame buffer size? Where is this? Where's this bad boy? Oh, this is in draw. Shouldn't be here, I think. Wait, I'm kind of lost. Draw to texture, cool. So, FB width fast, cool. FB fast. Let's go. Right? This makes sense. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm not actually using any of this. That's why it's compiled. This is in the system that I talked about. So We're gonna go to render color systems, and then after run, this thing here, whoops. Depth texture create. Do I save FB width? So FB width, FB height. Let's try it now. What happened here? There's no what? Colors. Wait, what are you talking about? That makes sense because I haven't imported it here. Should be in render, correct? This is render state. So okay, using namespace. Please don't judge my use of using namespace. I know it kind of fucks with whatchamacallit, ZLS a lot. But I think they might have actually fixed it recently because I haven't noticed that much of a difference. The reason I use this is because when I first started implementing it or started working with Zig, I came from C, and you know, the includes having everything under one namespace just kind of made sense for me. But now obviously like I refactor as I go and trying to maintain it in a way that's Zig what's the word, idiomatic? Yeah. So validation attachment texture view of size 8x6 does not match the size of other attachments 830 by 1283. Thanks for the follow. All right, my rubber ducks, tell me, what am I not understanding? We create the FB width size color attachment, correct? And then depth view obviously is this. Perhaps this doesn't ring true here. Let me see, SD stud. I keep saying STD instead of stud, and it keeps bothering me. We're going back to debugging with print statements. Major unluck. Whoops, not this, but did it print it? It didn't print it. Okay, so so this doesn't happen at all. This part. We will try. Does this even? But at the same time, right? If I what the hell? Why is it building again? So confusing. Alright, so I'm pretty sure if we resize the game view, it won't crash. But also there is no print statement. So this just never happens and we can safely delete it. So this is gonna be 6 GG. Wait, I said 6 DD. Bro, please. Should have been 7 DD. And then move this to editor where we do the actual rendering, I think. Finish, present, and then this should be self. Game render. And then here self game render. All right. Okay, this should be just texture, so yep. And then how do we check for frame buffer size? It's not a swap chain descriptor, for sure. That next window pause. Oh, I'm stupid. Here we go. This is why it's crashing. I'm passing. Yeah. This makes sense. So what happens is, since I hard coded the 8x6 here, and then 8x6 here as well, obviously once I recreate the scene, it will create the render with those parameters. But the texture view that I pass in is larger than that. This makes sense. So let me see if where do I size? Is it here? This? Really? Where is it used? Yeah. This is it. So render state. So size, okay, so this is gonna be like this. Yep, something like this, and then do the same thing here. So I have this weird little anxiety freak that I have. Whenever somebody's watching me and I work in Vim, suddenly all of my speed and all of my memory of muscle memory goes away, and I have to actively think and do stuff in a slow way, right? Instead of just kind of zooming around. It's just like I do this and then I do B. It's yeah. You guys make me nervous. Let's try this. Oh yeah, we forgot one thing here. Actually, all right, this should be fixed now. Yeah, 100%. I think it must be like fear of public speaking or something. Oh, I haven't started it. Because it's like So at my work, a team lead would give me like a feature to implement, right? And then I would think about all the outcomes possible, handle all the use cases, handle all the edge cases as well, and come up with a proper like, I would play this interview in my head where he would ask me questions of, okay, what if this happens? Why are you doing it this way? And then once I start talking to him, I get super nervous, and I forget everything, and then it's just like, okay, just give me a chance. I will write it all out. You will see, and you will understand. Still crash. Texture size 0, height 0. What the heck? Audience all skills disappear. Yeah. It's also one of the reasons I never got famous in StarCraft. It's because when I would play in a tournament, I would do some shit and I would play super safe, and it would be really, really boring. So, riddle me this. Current scene path. Do I need to recreate the renderer here? No, right? Oh, actually, I do. I think. Yeah, I do have to recreate the renderer. Do I have to destroy it though? 100% I do. No, this should technically work. Why is it I'm passing 0? This makes sense. I should not be able to create a game view with 0 and height 0, so validation layers are just like freaking out at me. So, oh, I'm stupid. Okay. So we're gonna do it a little bit differently. Where the heck is this thing? Get window size. Where? Dude. For real? Wait, but why am I doing it like that? You see the weirdness here, correct? Can I just do... Yeah, that's why I have to refactor this often and maintain it properly. Thanks for the follow, my man. Because I wrote this code a while ago, probably like 2 weeks ago, and I have no recollection of why stuff is like this. Validation attachment width does not match. Wait, so that's right, because it was oh, it was the width of the whole, or the size of the whole thing. So the depth attachment changes because I recreate the freaking graphics context, the render itself. Yeah. Yeah, it's a mistake. I need to have 2 renders properly. One, the editor renderer, and one game renderer, which renders to texture. That would make sense. Make the most sense, at least. Maybe. Wait, I'm just curious. What happens if we put it not first use ever, but damn it. Honestly. I'm trying to hit GD. Cool. Set next condition. Always. So always. Let's see if this works properly. right? This way, I think I3 will freak out. So the window manager itself. It's not freaking out. Huh. Why is this happening? All right, let me just reset this thing. And see if we find... if we still get the same error. We should. So that's the thing though, right? I'm not actually creating a depth texture. I'm not creating a depth texture here in the editor layer. I'm only creating in the game view layer. However, actually maybe I should. Yeah, okay. So let me see. I think it was like this, right? Yeah. No. Alright, I think we'll just have to recreate it. With GCTX. Here. It crashes because we don't handle it properly here, I think. Depth texture. Render a state. No, this makes sense. We're just not passing the correct resolution. That's it. So we should instead get hold on, am I really using game render? What was I smoking, man? Look. Color view. Frame buffer view. All right. I think maybe the problem, no, 100%, right? Because this is hard coded 8x6. And obviously this little tile that we have is not 8x6. But then if I use, this is scene, main menu bar, window. Do I have any self window get size? And what does this return? 2 I32s. Oh, this is actually perfect. All right. We're just gonna do it the stupid way. So this is gonna be const win size. Right, and then whoops. So win size 0. I'm assuming. And then win size 1. And then Am I actually, I need U32, so this is gonna be int cast any type. Yeah, that's fine. I hope it will properly type in for it. What? Yeah. Sorry about that. The little echo chamber that I have here is kind of annoying. Unused local constant win size. Am I... What? Oh, I haven't saved it. There we go. Finally. Which is so weird. When I was on Sway, right? Because the last time I was testing it, I was on Wayland, and Wayland didn't fuck up the window sizes, and so it automatically kind of adjusted it. I'm assuming. Whereas X does get fucked up. Because I'm using i3 with X11. Yeah, this must be it. But essentially, yeah, we managed to properly load it. So yeah, scene serialization somewhat works. Now it definitely works. I just need to replicate this thing also here, because if we create a new scene, it will get fucked up. So let's try to create a new scene once it compiles, and then we'll get back to the play button. Whatever. All right, cool. No, this works. And so I just need to delete this real quick. Yeah, and then where the hell? That's fine. I don't remember where I saved the little file that I created. Anyway, should immediately work. Yep. Git add. Actually, let's do git status first. You what? Wait, was that not what I typed? Okay. All right, then we'll do it differently. We'll do it like this. And then in mesh config. All right, because I didn't save it. Right? Yeah, okay, cool. Reloading. Right? Fix crash after reloading scene in editor. Oh. Bro. Alright, cool. And now git stash apply. All right, so what changed? Mesh config and editor changed again. So editor, that's fine, that stays like this. Have we can remove. Oh, that's right, because I use a graphics context in the editor to create. I don't actually use the render or Sapfire render, if you will. Yeah, okay. And so we'll be creating new play mode. This should work, correct? Create with GCTX, maybe not the. Actually, this is equivalent to what we had before. Essentially, like if you get the width and the height of the swap chain, it will essentially be the same as getting width and height of the window, right? In that specific context, because so GCTX swap chain width. Oh Jesus! What have we here? Oh, did I think I accidentally applied another stash. So git status, git restore. JSON. Cool. All right. So let's try to open a scene without it crashing. What is it? All right, so that's the thing, because we use arena allocators, we don't actually in scene destroy. We don't actually need to clean this up. But if we use proper allocators, or general purpose allocators instead of arena allocators, then we would have to use this. Because we're cleaning up arenas, you know, all at once, there are actually no memory leaks here. And I think that was the reason it would crash on, you know, on exit. Or sec fault on exit. We're going scenes, test scene. What are you talking about? Current scene destroyer world unit. What? What is this? All right. Essentially. Oh, okay. Same reason. Same thing here. Right, because we pass proper like not the actual allocator that we pass into, so not GPA, but we pass an arena allocator here. So we don't actually have to. But it's funny that if you dinit, say, a array list that you allocated with the memory arena or with an arena allocator, then once you then it sec faults. Huh. No, that makes sense actually because of the way Arena Alligator is implemented, I think. Right, it does make sense. However, attempt to use null value. Where? Editor 108. Really, this is null. Interesting. No, I guess. Oh, that's right. Of course, because we haven't actually created it. So game renderer. So if game renderer, we can capture it, and then what is this, 5? Oh god, no. 4? Yeah, renderer dot destroy. Dude, what the hell? And then allocator, what is this? Right, and then self game renderer. Right, because if we haven't pressed the play button, then the render is not created. And then here, like this. Legit. Yeah, and then once I create a new scene, this should also be similar, because otherwise it will crash or segfault. So legit. I could have just moved it that way. It's fine though. So something like this. Because I think this should be, no, this is fine. Where were we? This should be here, and then this should also be here, because it's fine if it's null, we still want to assign it. So let's try it. We open a new scene. Actually, yeah, let's try it that way. So we open a new scene, not a new scene, but an existing scene. It doesn't crash in this serialization, and then we press play. Perfect. All right. What if we create a new scene, something like this, and then we press play. Okay, cool. And then if we start over, it starts with a empty scene in the first place, and so game view, and then cool. All right. Edit play button. Cool. So let me move it here so you guys can see what I'm doing. By the way, I apologize for the flashbang that I just committed. It is really annoying, I agree. where my settings, appearance, why is it set to light? Jesus Christ. So play mode is now done. Let's see. Maybe scene view? This I need to copy, add to the journal. New tag creation. This is a little bit hard to do in the way the Flex is implemented, because we're only allowed to add structures. Where tags are basically like zig tags, which are void functions, void structures, not even enums, which I think would be easier. So how are we gonna do this? I wonder if that's the case for zflex. Zflex. Tag. Yeah, it uses type name. What is this type per type global pointer? That's interesting. So would I technically? Oh, because this returns a pointer. This dereferences the pointer and copies the entity handle into it. This makes sense. Yeah, I guess currently there are no ways of doing that, which is a little bit flimsical, because what if, right? This would make my life much easier if I just create a tag with a string instead of a tag with a structure. I wonder. Sometime t pointer per type global. What is this? Comp time type name a line off. All right. I mean, and then let me go here real quick and then switch it to the second screen instead. And then here, this should be one. Cool. We managed to restore the order of windows on my screen. Yeah, i3 is kind of hard to get used to again. As I said, I was using Sway, and Sway is a little bit easier because I could, easily resize the windows. I wonder, can I somehow do this? Because I'm pretty sure, yes, I can. How did I do this? All right. Well, anyway, I guess never mind. Just grab the border of the window and drag it. I'm a little bit disappointed that the DRM GUI bindings that I use here are not from the docking branch. So instead of just having one dock space, I need to have like a bunch of floating windows. It's kind of annoying and it looks bad, but still, I mean, it's better than nothing. In the worst case scenario, I will make my own fork of the GUI bindings, and we will just implement it for the docs for the docking branch too. Also, it's crazy because I was doing the C++ implementation a year ago, and the docking branch was already like 2 years into being its own separate branch and not being merged into the main branch. And so it's been like 3 years, probably has been more. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Yeah, so what I think we will end up doing is, instead of new tag creation, we will try to do scene view. Yeah, let's do scene view for now. So scene view. Oh god, I'm gonna have a separate render once again. Oh no! I wanted to avoid it so bad. Damn it. Yeah, but like, at the moment, we're not gonna have any difference between a game view and a scene view, except scene view should. Huh, but does that make sense though? Maybe I should have a separate query for scene view. Which would be the copy of the actual system that I have, except it's not, it's done a little bit differently. Probably, right? I'll just have a scene renderer, which, since I will have access here, I don't have to change any of the global singletons that I have. Yeah, so we will have scene render. Try. What was it? Render state create with GCTX. So allocator would be. Oh, it is okay. So. Sorry, is this U32? Yeah, cool. So, GCTX. Oh, actually, never mind, because scene render is supposed to work. Huh. Set size limits? What? No, that's fine. It's before we do all the resizing. Fuck it. Nah. Alright. Swap chain descriptor width. And then C3W, GCTX, swap chain descriptor, height. Alright, and then so here we will have scene render. It can never be null. Lies. Actually, yeah, okay, that's fine. Render state, not pointer, but just it returns a pointer to a render state, right? So it should be render state. Cool. Right. Create with whatever. Yeah. Cool. And so scene render. And so we will have a little if as it go with begin scene view. This I can just copy. Yeah. please. Yeah. And so we shall pass color view and everything to it as well. Except, you know what? We will probably end up creating a new color attachment. Let's think about it. Wait, why am I rendering? Oh, never mind. I'm stupid. That's everything's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. The GUI image. Right, because we will not be updating this thing. So scene update basically runs. It runs the all of the systems. It progresses the world. So instead of doing this, should I create a separate pass maybe for it? What was it before? I think self scene renderer, render, draw to texture. First of all, color view. Yeah, we will end up creating a new color view 100%. So this thing will be size 0. This will be size 1. This will be self current scene. And since this is a normal, this is not a pointer or anything, and we do need a pointer, as far as I remember. Yeah, cool. And so this should be done. Try. And then for color view, we'll create a new one. New texture. How can I do this? Frame buffer is a normal texture. We'll have scene bucket, scene frame buffer, which will also be texture. And so where do I create this? This will legit be just be copy of it for now. So const scene frame buffer is this, like this. Bro, please. This is not even the main issue at the moment. And so here, scene frame buffer equals scene IP. Scene color view. Scene frame buffer. And here, whoa, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Scene color view. Yeah, cool. Let's see if this works. Probably. Oh, we also have to end the window. Almost forgot. Where is this? Get menu scene. Man, come on. Yeah, and then GUI and so this will always be the thing, right? We'll draw the texture. Since we're using the same GCTX, all of the vertices and indices will be the same, right? Unexpected. What? So 64. Oh, right. What? Expected type, pointer to, opaque font. Huh? Wait, what the heck? Okay. Render color system. I think it's just draw to. Is there no draw to texture, for real? Wait a second. Render state. Wow, I think ZLS just kind of gave up on me. Let's be restart. That was not fun. Yeah, I think it's plain gave up on me. Oh, because that's right. Ah, shit. That's correct. We're not gonna be using draw to texture. We'll have to write our the query again. Damn it. Okay, well. So query, correct. And we're gonna be returning ECS. Yeah, so yeah, no, it gave up on me. Unlucky. Deflag zig, something like this, right? And then query T is opaque. I wonder. System description. Query. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna be returning a query T. Should it be a pointer? Shouldn't, right? So okay, so var query. ECS query T. I wonder if it'll work properly. And then we just do this, except we do this. Oh. And then obviously we return query. This should be query description, to be honest. Why? What is going on here? Feels like I need to restart again. So this was what? Render color system. Local variable shadows. Oh, okay. Query description. So Z flex. Is there a query description or just query T? Query table node. Query description T, perfect. So query description T. All right. What about component? All right, and so we go back to editor. Should be in run in, not here, but here. All right, so this will not happen. So we're gonna get sit. I think we imported every frame, unfortunately. So this is in scene scene systems render color system. Okay, so perhaps we should perhaps Sapfire scene component. All right. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Update transform. Shit, I mean, it's whatever, right? For now, let's do it like this. This will be pub const render system false. Unused variable, my ass. Right, we're gonna go. The path was Sapphire scene something, right? So for query description equals const render syst equals import. Actually should be Sapphire scene render system. Let me just be consistent here for once. Render system dot wait, Oh, this was wrong. Not update. Oh, Jesus. Right. Render. What was the name of this thing? Someone tell me. Render color system, right? Render color system. Expected. What are you talking about? So render system. What is the name of this thing? Render color system.zig. So why is it not showing up? Render color. All right. Let's do it this way then. Literally the same thing. Anyway, so query. And so ECS. Oh, right, that's right. Fuck. I cannot use ECS in the editor. That's why it's not picking up. Ah, damn it. Really? Freaking really? Okay, I knew that I had to figure it out sooner or later. I just preferred it to be later. Alright, so how are we gonna solve this? Oh, I know how. Okay. Not a big fan of this solution, but it is a solution nonetheless. So renderer, where it says draw to texture. What are we doing here? Color attachment. Oh yeah, it's essentially already there, so we kind of wasted our time. That's fine though. That's also the reason I had to put the ECS code in renderer. It's because for some reason the editor executable doesn't link with the Flex library, and yeah, it's a compiler error for me, build error rather. All right, so self scene render, draw to texture, render state. So color view, we are passing scene color view. Here we are passing size. Ah, shit, no. What are we passing here? Swap, no. Win size, that's right. This big boy. Because it has to be the same thing. Fortunately or not. Game view, scene view. So right here, and then here we'll be passing win size 0, win size 1. Wait, what? What do we want here? color view. Bro. So color view, width, height, and then scene. And then here is supposed to be a comma. And then current scene, cell current scene. Current scene. Right, let's try this out. Expected type U32 font I32. All right, fam. Say less. Like this, and now like this. Bro. It is what it is, you know. Alright, and then we don't need this. Let's see if this works. Unable to load, file not found. Where? And that's funny that you say that it's not found, because I'm pretty sure it's right there. Regardless though, I think it's unused. Essentially, it doesn't matter. Error is ignored. That is correct. It is indeed ignored. Oh. Oh, we're in the wrong file. Has no member components. And this is in render. So something has definitely changed. All right, using namespace, import. Everything is awfully coupled up. So most likely, right? Oh, this is not it. This should be in scene. Scene dig. Everything is awfully coupled, so during maintenance, probably in the end of this sprint, we will have to like decouple everything and do some maintenance refactoring. Which is to be expected. I already have 2 tasks for it. One of which is clean up global namespace. Has no number. What? What are you talking about? Components. Oh, all right. This is kind of stupid, but wait, but it should be in SF. Alright. This is freaking horrible. What I'm doing right now. Don't do this at home, kids. Oh? What happened here? Invalid parameter. Okay. So the error must lie somewhere there. No, I think it's called draw to texture or something. Draw to texture. Scene verdict buffer. No, that's cool. We'll do it once. More uniforms. Oh, what's the order of this thing? Pretty sure. So material first. Okay. I want it to be replicable. So this goes 0. Transform is 1. And then mesh has got to be 2. Yeah. And then we order by this big boy. Query description, order by SF material. Yeah. Honestly, could have just done a query, but I would have to fix the imports once again. I'd like to avoid that. Query description. I think it's safe to just copy all this. Right? I think there's still something here. Anyway, this will essentially be run, and then iter. This is crazy. Will it work? So instead of doing all of this jazz, how about we just do? Oh no, but it uses. Okay, won't be able to do this. I wanted to just call this run on the iterator, but it's impossible to do because we're using like a bunch of globals here. For example, render color view, all that. And then if we change the signature of the function, then the ECS will start working. So essentially we will have to copy paste it, unfortunately. I know this is a big no-no. Trust me, I'm not a fan of it either. But for now, this seems to be the only option. All right. Where errors? Show me errors. This should close. Previous declaration here. This should be removed. Scene should be removed. Render stage ECTX. Yeah, cool. Use of undeclared. So now we will do var it equals ECS query query iter world scene world ID. Query T. Ooh, but we need query. Right? We haven't created the actual query. We just put oh brother, what did I do? Oh no. I did something stupid. Yeah. Alright. Cool. Query init. And then we do this here. So. This is exactly the same code, correct? The bind group. Yeah, and only then do we pass in iterator and do all this jazz. Cool. So, one sec. So I think it was this. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Now SF pipeline, SF material, once again SF material, components, fucking ECS field, so SF components, Alright. Yeah, that's what I thought. So 259. No, I said 259. Right, so this has to be an address. That same thing here, and same thing here. Look at that. All right, so scene view. We'll now open our test scene, and nothing happened. Why is that? Was it because we haven't progressed it? No. Oh, you know what? No errors here. Oh. Okay. I wonder. No, that makes sense. Oh, I haven't installed RenderDoc yet. Haha. Okay, sudo backman s RenderDoc. Anyone know the name of the render? Maybe yay? Let's just rebuild everything. We'll see in render dog if it actually goes to the GPU and if it goes correctly. Skipping verification stores GPU, yeah, whatever. I hope it doesn't take 5 years to build this. Alright, unfortunately, it will take 5 years to build this, most likely. So I think what's happening, right? Probably 2 reasons for it. The first reason is that once we load here the scene, or once we open it, we don't change the scene. No, that's incorrect. We do. All right. So in this case, a couple options. The we're not using the queries properly, or somehow, for some reason, no, this is not possible. Never mind. Because I had a problem with the render system, like the ECS system. Was that I was using the incorrect callback. So there is a system description t dot run and system description t dot callback, and so callback gets executed for each entity, whereas run gets executed on each query instance. So once per entity, or once per hit, I suppose. And then this meant that I was creating a new clear screen command each entity that was, so it would basically on screen it would show up only one entity, whereas it would render everything and then just overwrite it with a clear screen. So that was the difference. Right, no, FB width path. This is also a waste of time, but and this, but I think I was copying it from another function once again, and instead of changing that one time, like 5 times, I just inserted this little thing one time and that's it. Maybe this is actually bad, right? Because I'm overwriting some stuff and I don't want to be overwriting any of that stuff. So color, shit, what was it? Color view. All right, and now FB width. And then, so we'll be using FB width pass here. And that's it, right? It's not used anywhere else. Cool. And now FB height should technically be the same. That was in draw. Yeah, and then FB height passed. All right, how are we doing on the render doc? 49%. So that could have been one thing, because technically it should be. I think it does have a default value, but still, we override it every frame, technically. Which doesn't really make a difference that much. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. Right. I'm thinking how I'm gonna be implementing the how is it called? That look. It's the thing that basically shows the vertices. Like sort of like a blueprint. Grid view, whatever. Traces? No. But anyway, RenderDoc has this thing. Whenever you show mesh preview, you click mesh preview, it shows it in that way. Right. Excuse me, what the heck? This is, oh, never mind, this is the wrong function. Alright, while we're waiting for RenderDoc to finish compiling, I should probably check how we did this before. Moved rendering to unstore. Entity rename, remove test files, fix serialization, hierarchy context menu, refactoring, updating transforms to a system, fix rendering, fix crashes at the scene save. I think that's it, right? That scene render color system. Never mind. That was before this. Switch to path. Go with no. Won't be able to implement single pattern systems. Rendering works. No one. Rendering work. Okay. I think I found it. View file. Draw to texture. Pull. Very nice. Alright, RenderDoc, how are we doing? Still not done. Man, that's crazy. Oh, also one thing about Zig, if you want to build it from source, you need LLVM and CLang 16. But for some reason, AUR doesn't have CLang 16, only LLVM 16. And then building that crap takes 40 minutes, right? So it's a pain. And then the latest LLVM on Pacman is 1507. So essentially, right, I'm kind of bound to either using the nightly from the website, the binaries, or just sticking to 11.0. But the problem with sticking to 11.0 is that all of the libraries that I use will get updated to nightly sooner or later. So it'll be painful to work with. So I'm thinking of just, doing the updates once every 2 months. And trying to solve the compiler errors. And then hopefully not updating to a commit that broke hash maps. Fucking hell. Seriously, I spent 2 days. I thought I was going crazy. I don't think we'll be able to debug it without a render doc. All right, let me put it up here, and then here I shall create a new one, and then zig build run editor. Oh yeah, but CMake is taking up like 16 on my threads, on my cores rather. All right, okay. Scene open, test scene. Ooh. Huh, so we don't actually know. What? Draw inspector, asset manager. Yeah. Ooh. Wait, this doesn't feel right. Doesn't make sense. Right? Because without the renderer, we won't be able to god damn it. For real though? Oh. Okay, so what if we do this hack? Fucking hell. Renderer equals render state. FB width equals FB width fast FB. Whoops. Oh yeah, it's already here. What if we try? Oh damn. Render doc failed? Brother. Oh no. You go to screen number 1. Open. Test scene. Alright, we're good. That's so weird. Look at the FPS. Every time there is a game view we render to a texture, it adds another 144. That's stupid. Anyway, render dog failed, guys. Building. Does anyone have any idea of why this keeps happening to me? Oh. Okay, I accidentally locked the screen. This was funny though, right? Because you guys caught this on stream. All right, let's see. Render doc arch. What is the error? Unsupported argument 32? No. Makefile backend of CMake was used, which might not be the case, and is explicitly specified with the package build. I do recommend changing line 29. Man. Alright, how about render.bin then? Render.bin. None. Alright, cool. And then does it appear here? Of course it does, cool. So, let's launch this baby and see. Do not gather or submit anything, my friend and friend of a friend. So, executable path, projects, Sapfire, zig out, bin, sapling. And then working directory is just Sapfire. Cool. Launch. Open test scene. Do not crash. And capture frames immediately. Let's see. Color pass number 1. Copy clear pass. Color pass number 2. So this, right? This is the GUI thing. Copy clear. No, this makes no sense because look, we have technically we should be updating all that jazz, so we should be submitting 3 passes, right? Are we creating another pass? We are creating another. Wait, yes. Submit, right? And here we do the same. So the question is, color view path. No, that's cool. That should work. Then hold on. Why is it showing like, okay, you know what? Let's try this. Oh! No, that's right. That is correct. Cool. Because we haven't clicked play. I forget we added it today. Anyway, verdicts input. Let's see. That's incorrect. Although, who knows? Odd. Copy or clear path. Wait, how are we? No. We shouldn't be submitting it, right? Because we're rendering to a texture. And so, perhaps we should remove this. Wait a second. No, never mind. It should be in a separate path. Wait, no. Draw indexed. And it's weird like that, okay. No, the texture is right. Just we're not drawing for some reason. So, something is obviously up here. View projection. No, this makes sense. All right, I'm getting guessed out. We shall continue tomorrow probably. If I could ask everyone, you know, wanting to kind of follow my journey into this jungle of a game engine, could you please drop a follow button, and it would be really appreciated. You get notifications whenever I go online, and I just like seeing big numbers, you know. But it's fine if you don't. That's okay too. I really appreciate everyone tuning in, and a special shout out to Togglebit for rating me. That was also this has never happened to me. Suddenly I have people watching me. A lot of pressure, not gonna lie. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Let's pick another channel to raid. I'm looking through the list of people. Let me see them. Okay. Let's see, win the beard games. And raid this guy. Alright. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.